Hello guys and welcome to a new video here at League Unleashed. Today I'll be breaking down how the number one Riven one trick in Korea plays Riven, and we'll discuss his playstyle and how he plays Riven differently from the rest of us. His name is Shen, and he is 8th Grandmaster in Korea, playing Riven with a 60% win rate. He's been high elo for a very long time, and he's one of the most interesting Riven players on or in Korea, and we'll review his gameplay today. So let's start off. Alright, so starting off, he's running around a bit here, looking for something. He's playing what most of us consider the hardest Riven matchup, which is versus Renekton. Renekton is also playing PTA, which is something that really sucks for Riven. What he does in this matchup is that he starts Doran's Blade, just for the extra short trade potential and some extra sustain. Most people tend to go D-Shield if they do play this matchup, but let's see how Shen plays this matchup. Alright, so Renekton started E. We can see Shen here is looking for some prolonged trades because, as most of you should know, Riven does win this matchup level 1 unless Renekton is able to get enough Fury. Alright, so he has to back off a bit here because Renekton was able to get up his Fury. He's able to continue the trade and then he's able to cancel Renekton's E, or second part of the E, and there we go, he gets the kill. So as you guys can see, if you're able to poke him down in this matchup and you're able to look for the level 1 without him getting too much Fury, this matchup isn't that hard as many people think it is. So after this he used his flash. Renekton didn't use his, but he did use his teleport back to the lane, so let's see what items he does pick up here from this. He ends up picking up a longsword and a refillable potion and get back into the lane. In this matchup, if you want to play correctly, you're really reliant on cooldown reduction because you're looking for these short trades, and whenever Renekton fails to play around his kit, as you can see right here, Renekton isn't looking for these short trades because he is playing PTA. If Renekton was playing Conquer, then this matchup would be a lot harder in the sense that how this Renekton is playing it. And wow, as you can see, he's able to outplay the Kiana and, as well. He's able to space himself far away enough from the Kiana and is able to get a very big lead onto the Renekton this early into the game. And this is simply because he's outplaying the Renekton really hard. Renekton isn't looking for these short trades, and as you can see, what he does is that he picks up a Kindle Gem because he wants that early CDR. He doesn't necessarily need the damage, but he also wants that survivability with the Kindle Gem HP. As you can see right here, the wave pushed in and it's starting to push into him again, and that is exactly what he wants in this matchup. Sure, Renekton is able to build up some Fury, but he has the CDR advantage, and he really wants to play around that. Because he does have Conquer, he's able to get a really nice double cast onto the Renekton right here and get the cannon mini wave as well. Renekton goes in, but Riven cooldowns are really low at this point because he already has the early CDR. Renekton does not expect this and he's dead again. And as you can see, this is how the best Riven one trick on Korea plays. He really outplayed Renekton in the early levels. Sure, Renekton started E, but it doesn't matter. This guy knows how to play this matchup very well. He knows how to abuse people playing PTA, and as you can see, that really works out for him. He's able to go 3-0 at 5 minutes versus Renekton, even with a Kiana roam. And this just goes to show that this matchup is indeed playable if you know how to play it. So he's gonna push in the wave here. He's probably gonna just kill off these minions and he's gonna look to recall because he probably does not want to contest the Renekton even more. Unless the Renekton wants to go in here, which he doesn't. He knew that he was 1 minion off of 6, so he had the safety that if the Renekton went in on him, it would have been a free kill since he did have level 6. So he's gonna recall right here. He's probably gonna get a Warhammer and he's gonna walk back into the lane. No, to my surprise, he actually goes for a Phage. Alright, so this is the part where he probably does something different than most people would do, because most people are damn reliant on the CDR in this matchup. However, this guy decides to go Phage, and the reason why is obviously because he wants to space himself away from Renekton as much as possible. He can go for these prolonged trades still, and he's able to chase the Renekton even though he's gonna get like the double E. He's still gonna be able to run him down and he's gonna be able to chase them, and that's a pretty good idea. And I can definitely see how this is gonna be good, because he's gonna get an early Black Cleaver, and that is something that will really help in this matchup if Renekton decides to go Tab Ice or anything like that. So he's gonna push in this wave, and he's probably gonna try and look to ward or to pressure the enemy jungler a bit. I actually forgot to turn on the blue side's perspective, but there you go. He's gonna walk in here, he's gonna ward the Krugs, which is definitely a good ward so that he's able to track the Gragas a bit easier. He does spot Gragas on the bot side of the map here though, so he's probably gonna try and either pull the wave towards him, or he's gonna try to push this in. Cause what he wants now is to harass the Renekton as much as possible. So let's see here, Renekton is stuck under his tower, and he's not able to get any EXP at all, simply because this guy is too far ahead. He has 2 levels on him at 7 minutes into the game, which is ridiculous. He goes in for a QW under the turret, Renekton can't respond with anything. He keeps on poking him with the CC that he has under the turret without taking any turret shot, and that's really well played by him. And if he does mess up, he still has the safety of having his potions. So as you can see right here, he's doing a lot of these short trades. He did actually take the turret shot right there, which kind of sucks for him. But then again, as I mentioned, he does have the refillable potions to help him out. So as you can see right here, he pushes in the wave, he sees that the red is spawning, and he goes for the opportunity to take it. He knew that Gragas was bot side for not too long ago, so it does make sense for him to be here, and he does show up. So he was not able to get this red buff. However, he is putting a lot of pressure on the map, and he's making sure that Renekton is not able to answer to this, because Renekton was forced to push in this wave so that he wasn't able to set up a freeze, which is exactly what you look for in this matchup once you're this ahead. You look to pressure the map, and you look to point or to get your lead spread across the map, which is exactly what he does right here. He does show a really good example of this. So he decides to recall. He is most likely going to get this cleaver, which he does, and he does also pick up an extra armor cloth simply for the extra protection, and considering that their team has 4 AD champions, it is a really good pickup in this game. He is really far ahead, and what he's doing now is that he's trying to pressure the Renekton as much as possible. He does see Echo moving up here, so they are probably gonna look for some sort of dive with the Graves as well. This is really well solo queue team play here, and Renekton is able to spot that. However, that is completely fine. They're able to pick up turret platings, and Graves does have Herald as well. So they're able to get this first turret here at 9 minutes into the game. And this is really gonna help Riven get out of this laning phase, which is what he wants, because Riven does not like staying in this laning phase for too long, because he won't be able to abuse the Renekton as much as he should be. Because if he does let the wave push towards him, Renekton is able to get too much fury, and that is not what you want. So he pushes this in, he gets the turret, and he farms to the Krugs a little bit and denies Gragas as much as possible. He does look for a recall here, but he decides to go back. Gragas shows up with the Predator. Oh my, what a nice prediction, and what a nice dodge by shen here. So he moves into the jungle because he assumes that Gragas is gonna walk down here perhaps, and he's looking to catch him off guard. So let's see what happens here. Well, doesn't look like it results into anything, but that's completely fine. He does have decent amount of gold, and he did get his boots, so he's able to pick up his Tabies and another 2 longswords, which is really good now. He has a really significant advantage onto the Renekton. He TP's mid here because he sees Kiana out of position, and he's able to, there you go, spread his lead as quickly as possible, because that is what you need to do in scenarios like this. Because as you can see, the score is 11 to 14. However, they are up in gold since he's able to deny the Renekton so much, and at the same time pressure the Gragas as much as possible. So he clears the mini wave here. He's probably gonna look to push this in and either move into the enemy jungle or look for a potential roam. Unless Renekton decides to mess up and step up too far. He farms this wave perfectly. He has a lot of damage. He has pretty much all the gold on his team. Renekton is teleporting mid, so this is a very good opportunity for him to push in another wave and look for either pressuring the turret, or maybe he wants to move down. He decides to move down because he sees that there is an opportunity for him to play around dragging, considering 2 of the enemies are dead. He does not have ult, however he does have flash. Seems like he won't get that opportunity though, since Graves is a bit too low HP. And as you see right here, he pushes in the wave and he starts taking as many jungle camps as possible because he knows this hurts the entire team, because if Gragas falls behind, then he's gonna be able to pressure so much more. That is exactly what he's doing here, and he's forcing Renekton to lose minions because of this. And now this is the third camp that he's taking from Gragas. That's 12 minutes into the game, which is really good. Sure, Renekton stole some of it, but he's pressuring the Renekton a lot, and he's making sure that his jungler is able to catch up, because you can see right here that Graves does have a level onto the Gragas, and that is simply because he's able to pressure him so much, and he's able to get such a big lead from top lane, not just by killing the Renekton, not just by farming, but also taking the enemy jungle camps. Because you can see right here, he has 121 CS at 12 minutes into the game, which is really good. Perfect CS numbers. Yet again, another opportunity where the red buff spawns. He's looking to cheese the Gragas because he knows he's coming from base. He takes the plant because he sees that Gragas isn't coming, and now he's gonna just look to take the red buff as well. Renekton comes down, he knows he is stronger, however he does not decide to follow up for the fight, probably because Gragas is likely to come back from base. But he does however end up getting the red buff. That's 100 gold for him that he denies from Gragas as well, so that is really good for him. He recalls right here, and he gets a Warhammer and Aegis, which is a really good pickup. He's looking to get death stance pretty quickly, but he still wants some resistances. He is very strong at this point, however he doesn't have R versus these two, so he probably does not want to gift his shutdown away. As you can see, he's already created a 40 CS lead versus the Renekton, who has been able to stay in lane for that long. So we can see a fight erupting around here. Does not look like he's able to follow, because he still does not have his ult. Alright, he pushes in this wave. And he looks to cheese with the brushes, perhaps? No? Because he does have the 40% CDR spike here, or 45. With the Q extension, he can definitely all in anyone, even though he does not have R. No one shows up though. He pushes in another wave. He's probably going to look. Ooh, loses the cannon there. That is unfortunate. Gonna look to take the skull crab right here, as I mentioned. Yeah. However, he does see Kiana and Seth moving down, so he does not want to take that risk. He does stack up his Q. However, it does not lead it into anything, but he's wasting a lot of potential time for Seth here. Because as you can see, his bot lane is pressuring mid lane really hard and forcing Kiana out of the lane. And that is merely because he's pressuring Seth so much at the Scuttle Crab. So right here, they're going to push in another wave, and he's going to be running away because they don't know where anyone on the map is. Sure, Kiana probably recalled, however we are not sure where Gragas is. He does not take a chance, and he does not want to coin flip his lead. He's playing very safe here with his 850 gold shutdown, and that is what most players struggle with. Not losing their shutdown and over or underestimating the enemy is something that happens a lot. You can see that he's very smart with how he decides to use his abilities. He always wants to look for a catch with his Q extension. If not, he's not going to look for any picks. And he's able to put so much pressure bot lane that he's forcing the enemy bot lane to move up. He does have teleport here, so maybe he's going to teleport in right here unless his team is already dead. Does not seem that he wants to look for this opportunity. He decides to go for the turret instead, which is understandable, because the fight there is probably already done. So he's able to get a lot of gold funnel into him right now, as you can see. And he's able to get all of these minions plus the turret. Right. He probably just wants to see if someone is coming off of a recall timer into the bot side here. If not, he's gonna probably reset for dragon, which is what he does right here. He probably does have enough for his death stance. Exactly, he picks up death stance and another Longsword. Renekton shows bot side and he pushes in the wave. However, Riven does have 2 items onto the Renekton, or 1 item extra onto the Renekton. He is way stronger at the moment. 175 CS at 17 minutes into the game, guys. He's really able to funnel as much gold into him as possible and at the same time create a lead just by taking jungle camps for his team. So he pushes in the wave and he's going to look to pressure the map. Right now all he wants to do is to put as much pressure onto the map as possible and see if there are any catches that he can respond to. And while he's doing this, he looks for opportunities. He sees that his Graves is topside. He knows that he can take this before Graves will even be here to take it. He wants as much gold as possible funneled into him, and that is exactly what he's doing right here. He sees that they potentially are looking to take the red buff, and therefore he pulls that into the brush, because he knows that the red buff is stronger on him right now than Kalista, more than anything. Renekton did push in another with bot side right here. However, he's probably gonna look to take this or TP to the potential fight that's erupting right here. Looks like he will just walk up as Renekton rotates as well. Oh, and he's able to stop set. Renekton goes in for the dive. This should be a free kill. Yup, he picks that up with the wind slash. The fight prolongs and he's... Ooh. He is caught out in a lot of CC right there. However, Echo played that really well and is able to follow up himself. And this is why Riven and Echo has a really good synergy in solo queue. Riven is able to set up a lot of these spells for Echo, and as you can see, Riven prolonged the fight long enough for Echo to get his ult in a perfect position to set up 2 free kills for Riven. He moves top lane right here because he knows that the entire enemy team is dead. He has looked at Kiana's items and he knows he's way stronger with Ninja Tab Eyes and the Death Stance. He knows that Kiana can't assassinate him regardless. So he's able to walk up here, get the turret, get the farm, and now he's just looking to take as many jungle camps as possible on his way out, probably before resetting. And he's gonna look to set up Baron right here, because he does have his teleport up, so he will most likely go into the bot side here and try to put some pressure on the map after his recall here. So let us see what he does. He does pick up a Jarm's Fist and a pickaxe, probably looking to get Sterox right here, since it is a very nice third item onto Riven. As you can see, he just walks into the side lane again. He doesn't want to step up too much because he didn't have vision of these people before. He just wants to put as much pressure onto the map as possible, and he doesn't want to push in the wave because he does not want to get caught out on the weak side. Let's see here, he moves mid lane. They do spot him. Oh, and he got a Oracle Lens as well, that's my bad. This is very good to use as a split pushing tool. Let's see here. He probably does not want to look to engage here. Ooh, with a perfect time stun onto the set, making sure that he can't get his ult off. Renekton walks in, does not matter. Ooh, Gragas is actually able to flash onto the Riven there and grab the 1000 gold shutdown. That is very unfortunate. However, he got a lot out of that though, so he's able to expand his lead quite a bit still, and he does end up picking up Sterox right here, resulting in him power spiking. He does respawn here and he TPs back into the fight. He has an elixir of iron as well. Pretty interesting purchase, because he does have these 3 items and he's trying to avoid as much CC as possible because he does not have mercs. He is going in here. He is able to land, oh my god, all of his AoE onto them, and therefore this is practically a free Baron for his team, simply because of his really well played TP flank, and therefore they end up getting Baron, as you can see right here. They do end up getting Baron, he resets, and he does not have TP anymore, so it is a bit more risky for him to stay in the side lane. But he is looking to build GA right now, and as you can see, he tries to move into mid lane here because he's scared of something that might happen. A potential fight might break out. However, he sees that nothing is happening, and he decides to take some jungle camps while he's waiting for an opportunity. And this is a really good thing about having Sweeper, because at this point in the game you're gonna be able to move into the jungle, the enemy jungle, if you're sideline without TP, a lot easier, and that is typically what he wants to look for right here, and try to set up some catches as well. He does end up clearing some jungler camps, taking the red buff as well, and he knows he's very strong in the side lane right now, and even if a fight happens in the side lane, he does have stopwatch, so he's able to prolong it for way longer than it should be, so he does not have to play as defensively. But you can see that he pushes in the wave, and he looks to roam mid lane. With his sweeper up, he's looking for these catches, he stacks his Q perfectly, and there's a free pick onto the Senna, really well played. Gragas is not able to do anything, he flashes onto him, and Gragas does actually juke him quite a bit here. However, he was able to force a catch onto the Senna, and as you can see, he's just chasing this Gragas because he does not want him to recall. He does not want him to get that opportunity, and therefore his team is able to secure an inhibitor, and he keeps on chasing this Gragas because he knows he is wasting his time, and he's wasting his potential recall and the potential for him to deny them the minions they need in order to get the Nexus. So this is really well played. He keeps on denying this back. He is looking for him still as his team is ending. He sees that Gragas starts the Raptors, and he keeps on chasing, he keeps on wasting his time, while his teammates are ending the game. And there you go. As easy as that, that is how he carried this game. 232 CS at a 25-minute game, that is just ridiculous, and that is really well played by him. He's able to CS a lot better than most Riven players, and therefore he's able to pick off this lead that easily. And as you can see, the main differences between him and most other Riven players is that he's able to CS so well, he's able to stay in the side lane, and he is not someone who overextends while he's playing weak side. He looks for opportunities. However, if he's not able to stack his Q, it does not look like he wants to go for this opportunity. And therefore, he's able to secure the game for his team. He's able to start a lead in the top lane. He plays laning phase really well. However, he does not fall to the mistake of overextending too hard, and that is why he is the best Riven 1 trick on the Korean server. Alright guys, that's gonna be the video. If you did like it, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and also sharing it with your friends. Keep in mind, clicking the notification bell will alert you of any new posts that we post onto our YouTube. So please mind checking that out, and right, we'll see you guys in the next video.